Welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming to our poetry contest, award ceremony, and reading. Before we start, of course, we have to thank Mrs. Norma Cadiff. This entire program exists because of her generosity. It's completely funded through her foundation, the Golomb Cadiff Foundation, which is named in memory of her mother. And this contest would not exist without her. Her mother was not only a lover of poetry, she was a poet herself, and one of her poems, Shangri-La, is included in this booklet. We will read that to kick things off in just a moment. Before we get to that, though, we also have to thank our judges, the Tin Box Poets, who volunteered their time to judge over 100 entries, which is a huge undertaking, and I do not envy, because all of those poems that came in were wonderful, and I can't imagine only picking a handful of them. So thank you to your dedication and expertise for this poetry contest. And of course, a huge thank you to all the students who submitted poems to this contest. This would also not exist without you guys and your dedication, your creativity, and regardless of where you placed, if you placed, like I said, all of the poems that came in were incredible. I'm not just saying that as a librarian. I enjoyed reading them. I always enjoy reading them. So thank you, everybody, for keeping this program going. It's a lot of fun to do. As I said, we will start with a reading of Shangri-La by Golomb Cadiff, who this is in honor of. We left the heat of the summer sun and stepped within the door. The welcome sign spelled Shangri-La. We knew our search was o'er. Then from without we heard a bird and saw the tall grass sway. In rhythm to its melody, it stole our hearts away. The smell of chicken sandwiches, the sizzle of the cokes, the sweet peas in the coffee mug, our swelled hearts nearly broke. And as I touched a blossom in wonderment and bliss, it stretched its neck to be my friend and whispered with a kiss, to Shangri-La God sentence you, forever and a day, to work with the pattern of your love, he the potter, you the clay. A beautiful poem. Okay, for anyone who has not participated in our poetry contest before, it's not super formal. We don't really go in any particular order. You have to volunteer to come up and read. So whoever wants to go first can go first. You're going to come up. We have the poetry booklet up here if you did not bring a copy with you to read out. And when you're done reading, you will get your prize before you go sit down again. All right?
Salt wind drifts through the streets that lean toward the sea, where porches greet the dawn in a quiet plea. Granite shoulders hold the town with certainty, old stones murmuring what tides decree. Fishermen's echoes hum in the harbor's throat, their stories resting on each other's weathered boats. Blue-gray mornings wrap the docks like a coat, while gulls trace circles in a lazy float. Along Humphrey Street, the day begins its flow, a rhythm shaped by footsteps, waves, and slow. Even the houses breathe with an undertow, their shingles softened by the years they know. And when the sun spills gold on King Beach sand, the horizon leans in close as if it understands. Swampscott shimmers just beyond the reach of hands not hidden, simply calm where the shoreline stands. A town shaped by tide, by memory, by stone, where every breeze feels gentle, warm, and no. In Swampscott, Massachusetts, you're never quite alone. The ocean keeps its watch steady in its tone.
A cry from the people I love. I check my phone before I sleep, hoping for a better week. It's brutal, unfair, and makes my heart ache, knowing there's no stopping fate. Smoky dark nights with screaming and cries, wishing for light and peace to rise. If only the sky was filled with the sun, instead of with missiles and bombs hatred spun. Another blast, another yell, another way to show the hell. No food, no water, only a shelter when the terror grapples. Taken away from the people I love, losing them to the danger above. Lying awake across the world, wondering if there's still hope.
My poem is Truth in the Eyes. People can lie, but if you look into their eyes, you'll see what's beyond them. Behind the gloomy, clouded gray eyes of an old man who misses his wife. Her cooking, her laughter, her fiery temper, the way she's always remembered everything. Or the green eyes of the clerk, who wished he did more than work. His childhood filled with kites and smiles. He wishes to stay there for a while. Or the blue-eyed wonder child, who sat on the roof and gazed at the stars, who cried when she stepped on a bug. She made stories of lands afar. Perhaps the hazel-eyed woman. At first, her eyes look sweet and gentle, but if you look in her eyes, really looking at them, you see nothing. No sparks, not even a flicker, just nothing. But once there's a time when she cried, smiled, and snickered. She used to wish to travel, unravel every question she had, but she gave it up for someone who was sad. She gave them everything, and they gave nothing.
There's a kid named Blank. He acts like a king, but he's really just a bully doing childish things. He's got a big mouth, but it's hollow inside. Thinks he's funny, but there's nothing behind. In class loud, yeah, he never stays quiet. All that noise, but nobody buys it. Talk a big game, but it's all just pretend. 0 real ones, you have no true friends. Always picking on others just to feel some power. Fake confidence like a plastic flower. You think you're funny, but the joke's on you. Same old lines, yeah, we heard that too. Your friends stick around 'cause they're spared to speak, but I'm calling you out, yeah, I'm breaking the streak. You think your words cut deep like a knife. Man, get a hobby, go get a life. All that talking, yeah, it's getting old. Same fake story that you've always told. Keep acting tough, keep playing pretend, but this right here, yeah, this is the end.
Deciphering. Tink, 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 the sound of the sleet hitting my window. The noise could make me drift off into everlasting dreams. The touch melts in my hand, almost as if it were never there. It tastes like snow, but I know it isn't. It takes form like a chameleon to trick us slyly. It could be snow, then rain, but it's both. It wants to be the shapeshifter I know it is. Sleet is magical.
Howling breeze over silent seas, seagulls screech, that's how you know you're at the beach. Sparkling seas near flourishing palm trees, setting sun after a day full of fun. Fireworks fly on the 4th of July, long walks on the beach as I eat a juicy peach. Children laugh and play, palm trees sway. Mom tells me to be brave, jumping into a wave. That's how I know I'm at the beach.
Ode to the Needle. Running stitch, back stitch, so much potential lies within. Practice and practice more. A prick here, a prick there. I'm learning. Years go by, there's still so much practice. But confidence, that's something I didn't have before. An idea, a thought, a concept, a spark. Lots and lots of time, lots and lots of research, and lots of stitches. Running stitch, back stitch, they're finally of use. The project is done, my hands are tired, but now I feel a strange sensation, something new, almost warm, almost soft, accomplishment.
The last snow of spring. White snow scattered across the ground like powdered sugar. The first sprouts of grass peek through the snow. Flower buds poke their heads out of gardens. The last snow of spring. Soft mud patches like squishy blankets across the grass. The crystals of snow sparkle like diamonds in the sunlight. The snow begins to vanish into the ground like an intruder in the night. The last snow of spring. The warm breeze carries away the worries of winter. The first touch of the sun warms pale skin. Eyes sparkle in the new possibilities of the season. The last snow of spring. Fuzzy creatures dart across the bare grass, content to test out their legs on the new soft sprouts. Birds sing their welcome home to the spring. The last snow of spring. A shift in the air is certain when it's the last snow of spring.
Do you think about the past? Do you have the choice? It sinks its teeth into you, spreads blackness through your fingertips. I see it follow you, through the indentations in the pine needles on the forest floor you made when we looked for ghosts. Do you believe in ghosts? Do you have the choice? I see them follow you, beckon from paths you never took, swarming through pine needles, you jump at the sound of the wind. Do you believe in me? Do you believe I can take your hand and lead you away from this nightmare? Follow you, catch the darkness in your fingertips, the pines that stabbed your soul, while the leaves fall fast, obscure everything, until it's all you see.
Athanasia has asked me to read her poem, so I will do that. Her poem is on page 21. To you. Go ahead, write me 100 letters, each sentence showing the way you love me. So go ahead, write me 100 poems, each rhyme matching our beauty. So go ahead, draw me 100 pictures, each mark making me miss you even more. Okay. Well, thank you all very much for coming to our poetry reading and award ceremony. And thank you again to all the student poets who wrote for our poetry contest. I know I say it every year, but I mean it every year. The poems are very good, and I'm happy to see them done. Thank you very much.